And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto episode 868. Today is Thursday, January 6, 2022, and I'm King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish, and today's top stories: Bitcoin Twitter flips bearish community responds. Kazakhstan government's back in the news as they officially resigned and shut down the internet, of course, amid protests. Why Kevin Leary thinks NFTs could become bigger than Bitcoin. Moneygram buys 4% stake in crypto ATM operator Coinme. And last but not least, billionaire Ray Dalio recommends reasonable 1% to 2% Bitcoin allocation. And more, but first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So looking at our prices today, we got to dump it before you pump it. Oh, yeah. We got the huge dump that we've been looking for, the discount we all been looking for. Bitcoin is at $43,022 down, almost 8%. Ethereum at $3,407 is down 11%. As Gigi screams in the background at the prices, she's excited for the discount as well. Binance Coin at $468 is down 8.5%. Solana at $148 is down 12%. Cardano at $123 down 7.5%. XRP sitting at 76 cents is down 8%. Terra Luna at 76.70 is down almost 10%. And Polkadot with the rebrand at 26.21 is down 12.7%. So most of these coins, pretty much all have basically fell off a cliff today. But I do not think this is surprising because we've been seeing and talking about Bitcoin falling to below 40K for about the last month now. It's been going sideways for way too long. Accumulation is accumulation, but haven't seen any signs of strength. And also we'll talk about the Kazakhstan government maybe having something to do with that. So yeah, this is the discount you've been looking for. If you've been talking about can't wait for it to get lower so I can buy more, this is the time.
And really quick, looking at the actual this Bitcoin Twitter flips bearish and then the pushback on that, what are your thoughts there? As my computer's freezing, so I'm trying to fix this over here.
Oh yeah, well the thing is with Twitter, the sentiment on Twitter is based off of the words that people tweet. So you could literally tweet out, I'm bearish, I don't know what's going on with the market, while simultaneously market buying every single thing you can at the same time. So I don't really look at Twitter sentiment as much, even though there are some bots that follow it and they try to keep up with it. But again, yes, every small move up or down in the market and Twitter reacts, overreacts to whatever it is. Goes up 10%, all of a sudden, we're in the green, it's moon, we're gonna make a bunch of money, Lambos, we're gonna all get girlfriends, I can quit my job. And then as soon as it drops down 10%, oh God, I'm poor, I'm homeless, I gotta go work at McDonald's. So it's just, I don't really look at Twitter sentiment, it's an overreaction either way.
Yeah, and shout out to Crypto Kenzie. I think I saw one of your memes on IG this morning earlier. I was just scrolling through where it was just like Bitcoin in 2021 where it hit $40,000 and everybody had the Lambos was going crazy. It's like Bitcoin in 22, $40,000. And like you said, it's like people are homeless and stuff. It's crazy. We were talking about it before the show, the dip and everything. And it's like, 37,000, 42, like these are discounted rates. Who would have thought this conversation? We knew this conversation would happen eventually, but holy shit. Like people, we are in the middle of history. We're in the middle of this thing happening right now. Like we're going crazy over a $37,000 to $45,000 price of Bitcoin. That is insane, folks. 2017 was not that long ago. Like we have been spoiled. Assets don't do this normally. So I just want to point that out again, that this has been a pretty exciting time in the market. I mean, the last few years, even the bear market, as much as it sucked, it wiped a lot of people out. As far as people, whether they're investors or people who are the gurus or whatever, it wiped a lot of people out. But it was so much actual growth happening in the market on the tech side of things. I mean, it's so interesting. We're starting to see that right now in DeFi, GameFi, NFTs. All right, really quick, what's going on? Satoshi Slim, Michael Kennedy, Dallas Pipes, Slacking and Mackin. What's going on? Lauren Sanders, Kadeem, Eric Horton, Chappie, Michelle, Crypto Chief, you Remy, Carolyn Jones, Shannon Allen, what's going on? We're going to do a public demand to trade King to the Miami Heat so championships are ensured. Hey, listen, it's a Lake Show right now. I gotta support them. Lawrence said, can Ethereum drop back to under $2,700 again? I think that will only happen if the price of Bitcoin takes a severe dip. It has to be a severe dip in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin need to go down to probably 28. Bitcoin, we see Bitcoin hit the mid to high 20s, then yes, I think you can see Ethereum go down back to 2,700. But at the same time, with Ethereum, it could dip down really low, and within 2 or 3 weeks, pump with their whole update trying to come out. So be on the lookout. What do you think, Zay?
Yeah, it can get that low. Any coin, I mean, it can go to zero actually. So yeah, it's a
Good
possibility.
point.
Yeah, as I say, it's a possibility, but I don't see it happening. If it does happen, it'll be a slow grind down. It won't be a huge. But you're right. Everything is still attached to Bitcoin. I don't care how great your project you think it is. If Bitcoin doesn't succeed, neither will your project. So yeah, it is sort of tethered to the amount of capital leaving the market in total in market cap.
Oh man, we starting to get predictions after the video. Put them in the comment section. Marcus Water has started it. Said 35,400 by January 26. Woo! It has started. Go ahead and throw the predictions in after the video in the comment section. Top story of the day, though, we have to talk about it. Kazakhstan back in the news again. Kazakhstan government resigns, shut down internet amid protests, causing the Bitcoin network hash rate to tumble 13.4%. Bitcoin Zay, I mentioned this yesterday. I know, right? From what you said last week, I mentioned yesterday essentially that you point out, hey, price is going to follow that hash rate, but that's when the hash rate was like at an all-time high, and we were thinking, hey, the price is about to follow aggressively. And I also made mention yesterday that, oh my, wasn't a coinky dink that as soon as the hash rate was at all-time high, and you got people like you out here saying, hey, the price will follow it. It drops in the largest country to actually mine Bitcoin, and it tumbles 13.4%. And we see the price possibly being reflected in that today. What say you to all this stuff that's happening over in Kazakhstan, and how is it affecting Bitcoin and the fiat price of it as well?
Oh, yes. So if anybody remembers, who was the guy? It was Franz Ferdinand, something like that. They got shot in World War II, and it kicked off World War II. The Austrian dude. Yeah, I know. This is the first shot in the real war against Bitcoin. I'm calling it now. Take it down. Woo! This is the first shot. I guarantee you there's some nefarious actors at play to where the second biggest mining country in the world all of a sudden had a wild government coup.
Bro, I said the same thing yesterday on Low. I said a version of it. Go off, though. Go off.
That's what I'm saying. I promise you, if you've ever read the book, oh man, the CIA book, I forget what the dude's name.
Hitman.
Yeah, Economic Hitman. If you ever read Economic Hitman, you're always skeptical of other countries having government coups in the name of freedom, because you don't know who funded it, you don't know who's behind it. But according to that book, when that happens, it's usually planned. And why is it Kazakhstan? Second biggest country when it comes to Bitcoin mining. They had an unprecedented political unrest due to a sharp rise in fuel prices, which that can also be manufactured as well. Because again, protests usually thousands of people for protests don't just happen. They're organized. They have people that can get it together. There's money put up for it. So
hey, you need water. You gotta have water stand somewhere. They just didn't pop out of nowhere, people.
They didn't just pop out of nowhere.
You got snacks and subs getting delivered and lunch. What's going on? Who did that?
You got perfectly curated signs with perfect handwriting. That came from somewhere. So yeah, as a result, the country's presiding cabinet resigned, but not before the state-owned Kazakh Telecom shut down the nation's internet, causing network activity to plunge to 2% of daily heights. The move dealt a severe blow to Bitcoin mining activity, and the overall hash rate declined 13% in the hours after the shutdown. Again, I keep telling people, the news is there to tell you what happened. We're here to tell you what really happened. I promise you, there's got to be some nefarious actors at work that are trying to push some sort of political unrest. This is, again, an attack vector. I tell people this a lot with Bitcoin. They're like, so what could happen to Bitcoin? What could go away? Humans are still involved. So if mining continues to be attacked, just like China shut it down. Now in Kazakhstan, all of a sudden, the second biggest, they have some sort of economic meltdown or government meltdown. You're going to see this type of attack towards people who mine, towards governments who use it. Yep, and that's him right there, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. When he got shot in the face, World War II kicked off, and that is what I think it's, or World War I believe, kicked off. Sorry. So yeah, I believe this is what happened. This is the first shot in the dark towards Bitcoin to basically show, hey, we can get rid of your hash rate. We can artificially lower your price if we want to. But the good thing about mining is if they can't do it, somebody else can.
Oh, so listen, I was gonna let you go. I'm letting you go off, but you know I had something for you. Listen, you didn't have your turn.
Go ahead, you got it.
All right, so I was gonna say the same thing. First of all, I love hearing your take. I essentially had a very similar take yesterday, but I like how you took it a step further. You're saying this is the first shot of the real war, which we've been waiting on. People, we keep saying like Bitcoin has already won the war, but like it's still some ugly battles that happen. Like you got to be crazy if you think people are gonna lay down with billions and trillions of dollars at stake to a new network of value. Like, hell no, that's not going to just happen overnight. So I'm with you on that, but that was my thing. This is also what makes the Bitcoin network so strong. And this is also what proves proof of work to work people. If Kazakhstan goes down as a mining thing, let's say the top 2 or 3 countries, Kazakhstan, China, whatever. Yeah, the price of Bitcoin would severely dip. It would drop. All these things would happen, but the network would actually still work. It would still be strong. People would still like the technology. People would still use it. And then you would have people who are even more aggressive on it. Like, no, hell no. I saw it with my own. I didn't see it go to 66,000. All right. I seen it with my own eyes. They will buy it up as low as they can, as much capital as they can. And by they, I'm talking about me, people. I'm telling you for a fact, like, there is no low number Bitcoin can go to without me not buying it, especially just because a couple of countries stopped mining. Like, you got to be crazy. Technically, there's nothing wrong with the project that's mining, and that shows you the strength of proof of work. Is that as soon as 2-3 countries stop doing, the hash rate goes down, price goes down, it opens up opportunities. I literally just got done talking to about 2 different companies, and one individual working with his own business and another company who plan to go into mining this year. It's not over. People don't care how much it costs. They've saved up their money. They're starting with $500,000 to $1 million or $250,000, whatever, and they are moving forward to doing Bitcoin mining, and they're trying to get their communities on board. So this is a good thing to me. Whatever, if Kazakhstan, Russia, China, whoever else who has the mining power decides overnight, well, we're not doing it, or we're shutting down the internet, other parts of the world will pick up where they left off. That's what open source technology is about.
Oh yeah, and let's show this really quick. I just want to remind people. This point right here, this July point, this is when China banned mining. The price dipped. It took a shit. It was like, oh man, it's down to 29,000. What happened from there? Right on up to 60K. Looks like we're at another low point right now at the 40s. Kazakhstan gets rid of mining, or their mining gets shut down. And I can guarantee you, probably over the next 2 months, same thing. Right on up, because that mining hash rate it's not going anywhere. It's just a temporary loss in price, and if you don't sell, you haven't lost anything. So great time for a discount, and keep the coups coming. Whoever's doing them, shout out to the CIA, keep them coming so we can keep on getting these discounts. And also to Kazakhstan, bro. Who would have thought the country that Borat was making fun of would be the second biggest miner of Bitcoin? I mean, this story just gets even wilder. But yeah, there's something definitely at play.
Oh, it makes sense actually, if you know what I'm saying. Keep things quiet over there. But yeah, no, it's interesting to see that's going on for sure. I'm looking at some of these comment section laughing right now. But yeah, to me, like I said, it shows the strength of the network. Kadeem says crazy because there was a failed assassination attempt, but then coincidentally, the assassination sees France at like a restaurant or something later that day. What else we got?
I don't believe in coincidences, man.
We don't believe in coinky dinks. But yeah, like I said, this isn't a big problem. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I was about to forget it. I didn't want to gloss over it. The chart you just showed looks exactly like the psychological trading cycle. Like literally, it looks like it. So again, people look at the tech. Like whenever there's FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt articles or things actually happening. Look at the actual Bitcoin network, or look at the code. Look at the people who's working on this stuff. If that hasn't changed, which right now it has not, then nothing is wrong. It's just literally some of the miners getting shut down and that mining power disappearing. So instead of us expecting however many Bitcoin to be mined a day, essentially 13% of that didn't get mined today. So that's why the prices did. But again, somebody else is going to pick it up. So it's good to see. All right. What else do we have? Man, my computer is on the, I would never. All right. I got to get some rid of some.
That's what happens when you got 700 tabs open for 3 years straight.
Oh, this is a story. I couldn't stop smiling about this story before I saw the headline. I really didn't even read the article, but the headline was enough to make my teeth white today. I told Bitcoin Zay before the show, you know, the one I would say my worry, you know, one way I guess to exploit the market is I always talk about is the narrative. So I'm always worried just another multimillionaire, billionaire company is going to come in, steal the narrative, and hey, we invented Bitcoin. The whole world is going to believe it. This is going to be like all this work for nothing. And Kevin seemed like one of the types to do it. I mean, it is what it is. Kevin O'Leary, he is one of my favorite sharks on Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. I love his business acumen. I've learned so much from him just watching him on TV. But his whole flip-flop in and out of Bitcoin is terrible to me. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. And it shows is literally just a money grab. But I kind of started getting worried. I won't say worried this year. I was like, or last year, I was like, I wonder if he really is getting like, you know, did he get bit by the Bitcoin bug? And then I was like, is he going to steal the narrative? You know, I was on the fence, Zay. And then this morning when I saw this article, I was like, oh, that's the Kevin O'Leary I know right there. Kevin O'Leary thinks NFTs will become bigger than Bitcoin. That's, hey, give that man a hand clap.
Hey, give him a hand clap.
Way to shoot yourself in the foot as far as becoming an expert in the space. Despite betting that NFTs will surpass Bitcoin, Kevin O'Leary said he would hedge his bets and invest on both sides of the equation. Look at this guy. I can't even pick a side. I love it. Like I said, I used to worry about people like this coming over and becoming the experts and everybody just blindly following them. But when you have takes like this, it gives me hope. It shows you are still a noob in this entire Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. But again, that's millionaire, as they're calling him. I think he might be like a damn near billionaire. But investor and crypto proponent Kevin O'Leary thinks that the non-fungible token sector could be worth more than Bitcoin in the future. Speaking with CNBC's Capital Connection on Wednesday, O'Leary, also known as Mr. Wonderful, argued that NFTs provide a greater potential to attract capital than Bitcoin due to their ability to tokenize and authenticate physical assets such as cars, watches, and real estate. You're going to see a lot of movement in terms of doing authentication and insurance policies and real estate transfer taxes all online over the next few years, making NFTs a much bigger, more fluid market potentially than just Bitcoin alone. So a few things. First on this take, like you don't have to do all that stuff with NFTs. So I'm not sure why it's just like a NFTs like focus or NFT centric thing. Like you don't have to do that with NFTs. You can do it with regular smart contracts. So I'm not sure who's going to I mean, you know, is an entire insurance agency going to do like millions of NFTs insurance, or are they just going to do smart contracts and run it on the back end? Like that doesn't make sense to me to do NFTs. The token side of it kind of makes sense in some aspects, but I'm not seeing the NFTs. But also, again, Kevin O'Leary, everyone out there, when it comes to the NFT market, when it comes to damn near every altcoin, majority of the market in its entirety, a lot of people are starting markets in this space to buy more Bitcoin. Look at your favorite NFT platforms. Like they're buying Bitcoin. So again, I get it as far as possibly USD value or fiat value when it comes to uniting all these sectors. If they were to choose NFTs, I don't think it will just be all NFTs for everything in the future. Whereas Bitcoin will be the reserve currency. Bitcoin will be the backcoin. Bitcoin networks will still be being used. So I don't know. What's your take on this one?
This is like saying real estate will be bigger than money. What the fuck are we talking about, Kevin O'Leary? I mean, that's what I hear. And then on top of that, NFTs can be built on Bitcoin and it can be transacted. People can purchase them using stacks. People can purchase them. You can create. You can use satoshis. So again, when you talk about money as a base layer, and then everything built on top of that, it can't be bigger than the thing you built on top of. So I mean. I know what he's trying to say as far as
I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to add an entire market cap.
It's going to proliferate everywhere, but when that happens, when everybody's using it, there won't be a price attached to it. It'll just be a part of what we do. Sort of like when you go to DMV today and they give you you did something online, you go in, get your license, and that is your verification. NFTs or whatever that verification will, they won't say it to you. You're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, we have an NFT of your license plate and your."
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a back end smart contract.
It's a back end, yeah. It's gonna be a back end. It's back end technology. So yes, I can see what he's saying there, but worth more? No, because you're gonna have to use money to purchase those NFTs, and that money is going to be Bitcoin most likely, or some iteration of that built on top. So yeah, I see what he's trying to say. The market is huge. A lot of potential, but he put his foot in his mouth because as soon as he did it, Twitter went wild on Kevin O'Leary.
So did they go wild?
Oh yeah, they were killing him on Twitter. They were like, "Oh man, we thought." Well, I didn't think it, but some people thought he was, with crypto crowd, you with us, with Bitcoin. No sirree. They always show themselves. Again, we keep telling y'all every time y'all think they're like true crypto people, they come out and say some wild stuff like this, and then you see who they really are. But yeah. He's a little bit off on this.
What's crazy is that it's two things. A, they don't even understand it, like as far as like what they're doing when they make these statements, because they wouldn't make these blanket statements like that. But then all of that, it just again shows you what side of the road they're on. It's literally just the profit side, which there is nothing wrong with that. However, if you want to make profit, you need to make sure the technology works, people. So it's kind of important to focus on the tech as well and not just the money aspect of it. But yeah, Jerome Pirto said in the interview, he said he could stake his Bitcoin. I know he wasn't talking about stacks and he didn't know what he was talking about. Reno Gamble said, I would like to see that smoke from Kevin. Hey, somebody get Kevin O'Leary to call up. Hey, I know he would do it too. He probably would bring the smoke. I'm not even mad. He'll try to corner us in on some argument. I'm ready for that Kevin O'Leary smoke. We've been in the game. Elliot Castillo said, Motley Fool keeps trying to get me to buy NFT stocks, shaking my head. You know what? So folks, actually in the comments after the video, let us know, how do you feel about, I guess, crypto RRAs or NFT stocks? Are you interested in some of these centralized sources to diversify or not? Let us know. We've actually had some companies reach out to us. Our pushback was we don't think our audience would like it, but hey, we said we introduce it. So if that's something you all are interested in, let us know. We'll set that up to make sure you have a legitimate way to enter that side of the market. I know for some accredited people, they do like that stuff. They don't want to play around. None of these exchanges, so let us know. Shrek, what's going on? PFC Wells said, or Leary is 1000% pro regulations. I'm always leery of what he says. I see what you did there. Hilarious. Roland Wishers, NFTs are always associated with digital images, but they are just, as you say, a back-end contract. Digital crypto art needs a new name association to clear the confusion. NFTs can be anything really. Exactly. Like that's like when you're, especially when things are hot and you're doing the NFT take, like, let me see. I want to pull up this other quote he said. You're going to see a lot of movement in terms of doing authentication and insurance policies. Oh, that's when you're talking about NFTs. Actually, it was a little bit, yeah. I think collectively, if you look across all NFTs and the fact that 2021 was year one of market adoption, there's definitely still a lot of room to grow. Again, not trying to, and this is actually might be Bobby Ong, who's CoinGecko's co-founder, who had this quote. But in general, when you're looking at the market, just because it's doing something in this year doesn't mean it's going to continue, especially in this market. Like 1 year in cryptocurrency is like 2.5 to 3 regular years almost. I dare to say like maybe 2 years.
I say 3 years, just because regular markets open 8 hours, Bitcoin market's 24.
Yeah, that's true. A16, 24, 3 years. All right, so I would agree with that. So 1 Bitcoin year is like 3 years in other markets, people. And that's not us just possibly saying or anecdotally. It's like, no, like we just saw ICOs had a 6 to 8 month run and they were over. STOs had a 6 to 8 month run. They were over. We just
DeFi.
saw
DeFi summer.
Yeah, DeFi. Now we just had, so my point is, again, this thing's developing so fast. This time next year, or not even this time next year, this summer, something else is going to be the hot kid on the block. So I wouldn't hedge bets on just because something happened this year. This is what the entire market of the planet is going to look like in the next 10 to 20 years. What's going on, Jake? What are some good talking points to keep people focused during times of downtrends? I got people in, but they're ready to jump ship. Thank you for the support. Great question. Yeah, if you're doing any type of consulting or even just a family, like a family, friends, and you're talking about crypto and Bitcoin, when it starts to dip, then yes, people are ready to jump ship. Zay, what did you say are some good talking points?
Oh yeah, just tell them stop being a bitch. And if you get in this market, it does not reward the people who are scared. If you're scared, go to church or go cry to your mama. Don't even enter it. I tell people don't buy it. Like I literally tell people, do not buy Bitcoin if you are scared, if you are thinking of selling it, if you're not thinking of it like a savings account.
You shouldn't be putting that much money in it where you're scared of it anyway.
Where you're scared out of it, like, oh man, my life savings, I gotta pay for, whatever. Shouldn't even put that in there. But at this point in 2021, it's a little different than when I first started, where I was, trying to get people. At this point, it's like no human adult can actually make money if you're scared to lose. You have to be in a position where if I lose, I lose. But in order to make money, I don't know why people think they're the first person in history to invest money and that they should only win. Just tell them that nobody wins everything. And if they're scared, go ahead and get out.
There it is. I'm with you as well. Like I get it, but this is the time to tell people whenever it dips, this is the best time to do like homework. Like, hey, start reading up on this, start sending them articles, nothing too tech heavy, something that still has like, a tangible feel to it where this is why yield farm is important. This is where you can park this money at. Show them these things. That way they get bit by those bugs. And it's like, shit, I'm trying to look for the best yield farm. I know some people, toward the end of the bear market and stuff, who found some really good yield farms. They were new, so of course they were taking a risk, but they jumped into them. And like I said, I think during the master class, there was a couple of people who were making like 20% a month during the down months, every month, legit. So you just have to find those things. It does take time, but they are out there. Some good projects out there. Kendra said, I've looked into crypto IRAs. But then I go, why do I need them when I have the opportunity to buy directly myself? And let's see. Yep. Trek said, leave all the centralized NFT talk to EYL. Dev Soul said, with NFT stocks, that breeds hella regulation. I don't know. All right. It looks like that's the answer. Listen, this is what I told the company as well. I was like, we were talking deals. I was like, honestly, it don't matter what type of deal you put together. I don't even think our audience will want it. I was like, and to be honest with you all, because I told them, I was like, I wouldn't want it. So I was like, I wouldn't want it. But I was like, I say, I'm not going to not do something if the audience wants it, because, you know what I mean? Like, some people want to diversify a certain way, even though I don't want to. But I did tell them, I was like, our channel for the most part is built about like doing this yourself. So I was like, we'll do a poll and a survey. If there's enough people who say they want it, we'll introduce it. It's that simple. Sure. All right, let's see. Moneygram buys 4% stake in crypto ATM Coinme. What's going on with Moneygram?
Oh yeah, well, it looks like Moneygram realized that their business model is broken and that they're not going to make much money in the future because remittance payments are much lower. So they bought a 4% stake in the ATM operator Coinme. And this is a great roundabout way as a company in order to.
Yeah, that was a smart business move.
Smart business move. That's what I'm saying. If you know your business model is flawed and that it can basically get taken over, this is what Blockbuster should have did when Netflix was coming on. They should have bought 10% of Netflix and said, okay, well, they made the future. Yeah, whatever. But Blockbuster decided, hey, everybody wants to come physically get our movies and come back to the house. That didn't work. So Money Transmission Network, Moneygram, now has a minority investment in crypto ATM operator Coinme following a Series A funding round. It's purchased a roughly 4% ownership stake in Coinme, likely more than 764,000, given its valuation of $19 million in June, as part of a strategic investment in the crypto company. Again, this is, as a business move, great for them, because if MoneyGram, Western Union, or any other payment processor wants to actually win in the future, they should probably just invest in crypto ATM companies and peer-to-peer marketplaces, because their business model is trash. I mean, it's always using fiat, and if they want to invest, I would say this is a great move for them. So shout out to MoneyGram. Again, this is sort of a funny game theory that crypto is becoming so valuable and the use case is so big. The legacy companies are investing in them to make money off of them, but they're giving them money in order to grow, and then when they beat them, they'll still have their money, but their business, the old way, will be gone. So interesting playing out here.
It is like very interesting game theory, and all roads are leading back to Bitcoin, which is why when we get these takes of NFTs, the market's going to be bigger than Bitcoin. Is like, you do realize with the road, you do realize the people who create those NFTs are going to use that money to buy more Bitcoin or Ethereum for some people, but it's not going to just be the NFT all the time. Hey, let's stop lurking and start liking. We got 214 people watching and 132 likes. If you're driving, don't worry about it. I know some of y'all be watching on the road. That's cool. But if you ain't on that road, I need you to click that thumbs up.
Where the likes at? Where the likes at?
Where the likes. All right, billionaire Ray Dalio is back in the news. Ray Dalio recommends a reasonable 1 to 2% of Bitcoin allocation. A newly minted Bitcoin supporter, Ray Dalio, agrees that Bitcoin should make up a small percentage of investors' portfolio in 2022. For one, if Ray Dalio is coming out and saying this at 1 to 2%, I mean, you can definitely add like a zero, or not at the very least a few percentage points. He's one of those people in that Elon Musk stratosphere where he can't, or I would say he's more responsible than just saying something crazy like, oh shit, ape in, go 20%, go 30%. He can't do that. It's better for his business if he just says, hey, just to get a taste. That way, if something happens, it's 1% of something bad happening, which doesn't really affect your portfolio. But if 1 to 2% of something good happens, it could drastically impact your portfolio, and he'll be behind that. But again, that's hedge fund manager Ray Dalio, who remains bullish on Bitcoin in 2022, listing 3 primary reasons why Bitcoin is impressive. In a recent interview with the Investors Podcast, he talked up gold and Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. And when he was prompted by the interviewer with William Green about what a sensible allocation for a layperson would be, Dalio said that he agrees with fellow billionaire Bill Miller's suggestion that 1 to 2% is the right allocation. He explained that the network has never been hacked. It has no better competitor, and Bitcoin adoption rates would suggest that it could further chip away at gold's market capitalization. Bitcoin is now worth about $1 trillion, whereas gold that is not held by central banks and not used for jewelry is worth about $5 trillion. When I look at that, I keep that in mind because I think over time, inflation hedge assets are probably likely to do better. Again, that's the founder of the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates, Ray Dalio. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Like I said, he said 1 or 2%. These people have to say those type of numbers to keep their business safe, because if they were to go far out and say 20 to 30% or something like that, and a lot of people lost their money, like class action. And listen, one thing I've learned is like with money, it's a full-time job to protect your money, because the government and most people want to figure out a way to either separate you from your money or take they wanted to get the money up off you. That's just what it is, right? So if a bunch of people were to say, yo, we lost 30% of our portfolio because Ray Dalio told us on a tweet or in an interview, like they'll figure out a way to win that lawsuit. All right, that's all I'm saying, because everyone will get paid off it. I say all that to also say I don't have that type of money, so I'll tell you what the percentage points in my perspective. I think at least 10 to 20% for a layperson. Yeah, I think 10 to 20% for a layperson is fair. Yeah. I'm a huge spiritual person, so I'm not saying it like that, but I am saying stop giving it to church and start giving it to Bitcoin. And that's a person
within Bitcoin.
Hey, Bitcoin said, where my WWJD bracelet? It's usually right by the thing when I get the show started. I'm usually wearing it, but it is what it is. That don't mean nothing. Don't give it that 10% to the church and poof, it just appeared overnight. What do you say over it though, Zach? What are your thoughts?
Man, I gotta bring back my my what would Satoshi do bracelets that I had for a second back in 2014. Blasphemy. That's what this church person told me. It's blasphemy. You put Satoshi in the place of Jesus. Yeah, whatever. But 10 to 20% is definitely a great allocation. And I would say that if the person who runs the largest hedge fund in the world is saying 1 to 2%, every single hedge fund is going to be saying this. Every single investment, every VC company is going to at least have 1 to 2%, or at least be looking to do that, because they all copy each other. They don't have an innovative bone in their body, but they do have the ability to read markets and data and see where trends are going. If Ray Dalio is saying it, if Ricardo Spalignus is saying it, if Bill Waters is saying it, they're all gonna Stanley Druckenmiller, they're gonna copy him. So not surprised there. This is the new normal, and shout out to Ray Dalio for being honest. I like Ray Dalio because he gives a balanced take. He's not way overboard, like you said, but he's also not like, oh yeah, this is never succeed, this won't go anywhere, like some people who are pretty dishonest and disingenuous. So shout out to Ray Dalio.
Yeah, shout out to Ray Dalio on that take. Alex G, was going on, Alex. I listened to the podcast. He was there to shill his new book, but it was still an insightful episode. Cool. Reek Star said, are you guys Bitcoin maximalists? Speaking for myself, I'm not a maximalist, but again, I don't really bang the projects. I just look at I look at the technology. I look at the work. I look at the code. Like Bitcoin is the best project. We keep saying it. So it is the best project. And normally when I look at other projects, I'm always in the DGen market. I'm always dumpster diving and stuff. I'm looking around, playing around DeFi stuff. So that in and of itself wouldn't make me a maximalist, because maximalists don't do that type of shit at all. But what I will say is that when I look at many projects, after all these years of looking at all these different projects, the overwhelming majority, I'm telling you, like 95 to 98% to me, is literally you can do it with Bitcoin. So then it's like, all right, like what are we doing here? Are you trying to recreate the network and stuff? So to me, it just doesn't make sense usually. So all roads lead back to Bitcoin. What about you, Zay? Are you a Bitcoin maximalist?
I don't think there's a such thing. I don't think there's such thing as a Bitcoin maximalist, but I'm definitely not one. I'm a freedom maximalist, and I think the best road to freedom is Bitcoin. That's all I say. But I always say that I don't think there's a such thing as a Bitcoin maximalist, because I think everybody dabbles in something at some point, even if it's one small thing, even if it's not your choice. You could have got airdrop Bitcoin Cash. Did you not accept it? Like, you know how hard you have to be as a Bitcoin, just pure maximalist to
ignore that airdrop?
No Bitcoin Cash. I don't look at anything like that.
No, I ain't looking at my Bitcoin Cash airdrop.
Yeah, I'm not even doing DeFi on Bitcoin. I'm just Bitcoin layer one maximalist. No, I don't think that exists. I think there's people that don't think anything other than Bitcoin is money, which again, okay, I can see that because I tend to agree. But again, I don't think there's such thing as Bitcoin maximalist per se, simply because there's definitely at least one other thing you've looked at or tried or tested. And if you haven't, it kind of sucks for you, because from a technology standpoint, why would you not try the new technology that's coming out? Why would you not try swaps? Why would you not try with bridges? Why would you not test smart contracts? So yeah, Bitcoin maximalist, I am not.
Yeah, that was a hot take for sure. And I'm expecting some pushback here in the next few days. Thanks for that, Bitcoin Zay.
Sounds good.
Justin informed me what's going on. Say, Leary, honestly, I thought about this too. I just didn't say it out loud. Leary probably doesn't believe NFTs are better. He's just making headlines to bring attention to his watch NFT hustle. Always a method to the madness. I actually fully agree with you. However, us covering it was doing the same thing. So I didn't even say it out loud, but I thought the same thing. I was like, he's probably just out here hustling. Hey, NFTs, I'm in the headline. Oh, you ain't know about this product I have. Like, he's a master at what he does. Like, I am not. Yeah, that's why I'm like, for certain, and that's, you know, another reason why we say stop following some of these notable people, like some of these multimillionaires and billionaires or spokespeople and stuff, is like, yes, they are the ones with enough, like, he's a business by himself. He has his own market. He has his own followers, subscribers. He has wines and stuff. He can say, give me money because we're building a spaceship to the moon, and people will give him money to build a spaceship to the moon, knowing that he's a person that could probably get that job done. So when you have people like that, and then they're also in this market, and they're, especially when they're new to the market, oh, everything down. I mean, he's already said it's a money grab. So yeah, everything he does, if you really want to get into the thick of it, I would just look at how he gains to benefit from it, and then you can really see the play. So I'm with you. Just inform you. Probably was just a money play, just to get a headline, and it worked. But still, we gotta slay him for it. Hey, it was public. It was a public statement. I don't care.
It's out now.
Right. Let's see. Sergeant Crypto said people are going to be Mitches regardless. I sent people to books and articles. They still don't want to do the legwork. They think this is put $100 in and get $1 million out. Don't waste your time. Can't fix stupid. I'm with Sergeant Crypto on that. And basically, that's what Bitcoin they say as far as what to tell people on these down markets. Yeah, I mean, I stopped years ago as well. It's like, I'm not going to talk to you about it. I'm not trying to convince you about it. Like, either you believe in this technology, you want it, or you don't. Like, it's tough to it's tough. And not only that, if you actually believe in it yourself, stop trying to fix everybody. Like, just get your Bitcoin up. It's all good. Yeah. And trust me, years later, they're gonna be texting you 24/7, calling you, and they don't know the price of the brick went up.
Yeah, lead by example. That's what I always say. Nobody listened to me, or nobody would listen to you until they see it happening in your own life. So just lead by example. You don't need to convince anybody in 2022. Nobody. If anybody needs convincing, at this point, they're not gonna make it.
And really quick, I mean, to be honest, I'll definitely give Bitcoin Zay a hand clap because, I mean, for those who don't know, this is how we started a partnership. In 2016 on Facebook, he put, I'm done talking to people about Bitcoin. He's like, y'all don't want to listen? Then fuck it, basically. He basically was like, hey, I'm done. And I was like, whoa. I was like, you ain't talked to me about it. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. You got to understand the frustration of telling poor people to buy Bitcoin at $400, and they're looking you in the face and saying, I don't know why I should do this. This is scary. It's for drug dealers, a Ponzi scheme. We're talking about 100x from when I first was telling people. And I was done back then. So you all are lucky that King could convince me to move out to LA and start this show in 2017. Because I really was done. I was like, I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to get rich alone in the dark. I'm not going to say anything anymore. Black people don't listen. And other people who want to learn, they're not trying to find me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go on my way. King convinced me to do this show. So yeah, King is right. 2016.
Man, that shit was funny. Like, I remember that.
I've been telling y'all for 3-4 years now. All y'all broke people around me crying about money. And I'm telling you, this is it. This is where it's going. And nobody would listen. It drove me crazy until I realized people just got to learn the hard way.
Okay, while I'm playing, I need to get off this show and go back down my Facebook memories and NFT this damn status thing you had real quick, your Facebook status.
If you can find it, let me know. Yeah.
I remember when Bitcoin Zay said this is the original NFT of Bitcoin Zay said he's never going to talk about Bitcoin publicly again. 2016. Low key, you're being gracious when you say 400. I think to keep
it was actually like 250.
Yeah, it was like 200 to 300, bro. It was like 3 something. I remember. And because I'm not gonna lie, I was damn near ready to go all in. And at the time, folks, I had a financial advisor. I'm doing all that good stuff. And he's like, nah, at first he was like, no. I was like, well, this is definitely happening. He was like, all right, well, maybe like 5% or something. And I'm just like, oh my God, what are we talking about here? But yeah, so shout out to Bitcoin Zay for still being here, sticking through the thick of things for sure. All right, other than that, that is the show for today. You have any news, Zay?
No news from me. Let's see. Nothing from me. Make sure you get the masterclass and make sure you tune in tomorrow for Fuck Bitcoin Fridays. Should be a good one.
Yes, tomorrow is Fuck Bitcoin Fridays. Hey, matter of fact, do you know anybody who has smoke? Like I remember last time the Twitter folks that came over here for the real estate thing. If one of these people are telling you they're ready to sell one of your friends, tell them to call into the show tomorrow. Tell them to call into the show, give us their feedback, and let us know why Bitcoin isn't the play. Or have them these NFTs people come and tell us why NFTs are the future and not Bitcoin, I guess. Other than that, make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow. Some more. Go ahead.
Real quick, Community Crypto today, 4 p.m. Eastern. Yep. We're talking with the CEO of City Coins, Patrick Stanley, who created Miami Coin and New York Coin. He gave some great information on there. So if you want to know more about Miami Coin, just interview the CEO of the project. Check it out today, 4 p.m. Eastern, CoinDesk TV.
Boom. So all these people with these Miami Coin videos and all that, yeah. This is from the horse's mouth. Other than that, smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow for Fuck Bitcoin Fridays. Cheers.